Okay.
Boom.
So
You watched Solo, a Han Solo story. Solo, a Han Solo story by Han Solo.
on Blu-ray.
On Blu-ray. Did you watch any of the extended features? What extended
No,
features
I
did you
literally finished it probably 2 hours ago.
have? Castan.
Castan.
I don't know what Castan is. Castan is... Castan or Castan?
Castan.
Castan.
Also, I'm going to try and wear a different Star Wars t-shirt for every video. So this
Okay.
Star Wars t-shirt is
It's
incredibly
Rogue
small
One.
and it's shrunk a lot and it's Rogue One.
And it goes so what are you going to wear when we do Rogue One?
I've already thought that I'll bring t-shirts into this because it actually comes into the film review.
What, into this film?
This film review, yeah,
What
because
is
at the end of the movie I literally have to Google a certain t-shirt from the movie.
What, from this movie?
Yeah.
The guy's wearing it?
Yeah.
And you've bought it already?
No, not yet, but I had...
It's coming?
No, but I've had to find it and I'm doing other stuff today, but I will be ordering one before.
Okay.
Probably when we do Rogue One, I'll make sure I'm wearing it.
What, so it's actually something that one...
Well, I have to go through the review because I know it's
Okay.
near the end of the film, so...
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it's a design, a pattern where I was like...
Oh,
that.
Okay. That. I want that pattern. But what did you, overall, what do you think of it?
So...
Or do you want to not do the overall now?
I'll just...
Oh shit, hold on quickly.
I'll just sort of chat a little... Well, sort of preempt it, but... Well, when it came out in the cinema, I was abroad, so
You were in Japan.
I was in Japan.
I just
and
got back from Japan.
You just come back and it's... Over there, it was getting released like a month later, and then I didn't come back for like a month. And I think it was probably in the cinema for a couple of weeks when I was home, but everyone had... Well, no one had seen it. I was going to say everyone's seen it. Like,
Yeah.
the reaction to it had been so lukewarm that I couldn't... I know it's the first Star Wars film since I've been...
Alive. No.
Yeah, alive. 1987 when I was born.
Yeah.
So I saw episode 1, 2 and 3. I saw the re-releases, obviously Jedi, Last Jedi, Phantom Menace, Force Awakens, Rogue One. I've seen them all.
Yeah.
Apart from this one, I just did not have the urge to see it.
I went to go see it. Like probably like I think a week into it. I hadn't. There wasn't any spoilers like there was with The Last Jedi or anything like that. So I felt like I could go in a little bit later. Saw the reviews. Most of the reviews that I was getting were like pretty positive. Like a lot of people were saying it's sort of like Indiana Jonesy mixed with like Star Wars, but it's like, you know, you need to not judge it as a Star Wars film, but it is sort of in that universe.
Yeah.
And I, to be honest, mate, I actually really quite enjoyed it. It was a lot of like fun. There were loads of parts in it that I was just like, this makes no sense. Why has that happened? But I don't know. You can do that with other Star Wars films, and you can sort of go, that's stupid. That makes no sense. Why is she like that? Why are they like that? But really, it's a fun story. Wasn't that great though. But I mean, I'm putting it like low on the Star Wars.
What we're trying to do
but
is
it's better than a normal film.
We're trying to sort of the aim is to watch all the Star Wars movies. Not that we haven't seen them before, but rate them. So I'm going to try and avoid just giving my full opinions on other Star Wars movies, but I'll be able to dip into it slightly. But after The Last Jedi, with no shock, I wasn't like massively happy with it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of instances in that movie, which obviously we'll get to when we get around to reviewing it, where I thought it didn't really make sense in character choices. Just they weren't a bit stupid; they were just didn't make sense, didn't fit. But and in any movie, if something, regardless if it's in space or whatever or Western, if someone just does something completely stupid, you kind of think, well, it takes you out of the movie straight away.
100%.
Whereas in this, there was the odd little cringy bit of humour in that, but I thought I was never like rolling my eyes, going, "Why have they done this?" There was the odd little silly bit, but it wasn't. Yeah. It was no sillier than some of the Star Wars movies. At the start of the movie, so I kind of went in thinking, it's going to be very, very average. I'm thinking like 5 out of 10, average, just very middle of the road. And
I was expecting similar when I went to see it, so
So sort of the first 10 minutes or so is, obviously spoilers or whatever, he's sort of a young guy, he's nicking cars, the weird worm lady who lives in the pond, who's not a vampire, but she gets burnt by the sun. Yeah. All of that, I was sort of thinking, this isn't that great. I thought he wasn't, I didn't believe him quite yet as Han Solo, and I know 80% of this movie was reshot, and I don't know if that was a new thing or after or what. And there was a stupid line by the girl, I can't remember her name,
Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke, I can't remember the character. Kira, I think she's called Kira. Yeah. And when he's stolen that piece of fuel, and she's like, oh, with this fuel we can buy the ship, and then we can leave the planet. And then it's like trying to explain to him, he obviously knows this, but it's like exposition where it's like, it was a bit cringe. I know you have to tell people, and obviously it's made for, actually it's a 12, I didn't realise it was a 12.
Actually.
I thought it was, I thought it was PG, but I know they have to explain stuff, but the start to me was just a bit. It just fumbled along a bit, and I wasn't like massively disappointed. I was just like, I'm not sure about this movie. But I'll be honest, it really won me over as the movie progressed. It was probably with Chewie when you first meet him, and he's put in the he's in the hole.
A lot of people said that they didn't actually like that sort of like bringing them together because they always thought the expanded universe, which is obviously dead. But obviously we've seen that side of things, so we've seen the expanded universe. I mean, if you actually really want to look at it and stuff and actually, read it all, you can get that story. But like, people were quite upset about taking away their original origin story.
See, I read
this one in there.
Yeah, see, I used to read little odd bits and comics and books from years back, but I have no real memory of what
happened and how it got together. But in this, as a film, I didn't mind that part. To be honest, it sounds really stupid, but until they went the Beast, and then until you sort of actually saw it was Chewie, I was a bit like, who is
you weren't
this
sure
person?
it was.
I wasn't actually sure, like, and it was quite. I suppose it was quite nice. I mean, yeah.
Well, there's a bit where he starts speaking Wookiee or Kashyyyk, whatever you want to call it. And I first thought, and I nearly rolled my eyes because I thought he's being choked and he's sounding like he can speak it. And I was like, oh god, it's going to be he thinks he can speak it and that'll be it. But I quite actually like the fact.
So he was actually because I think they did have like baby Han in Kashyyyk for a very small amount of time.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Or was that something that they were talking about putting in? After Yoda left and stuff like that in the third one, they were talking about putting some sort of like kid in there, and it's been like, that's Han.
Yeah.
Boom.
Again, we haven't seen that one in a while, and we will get to that movie. But
yes,
it wouldn't surprise me because I know all those films are just filled with stuff.
That sort of just semi-explains why he knows that stuff. But what was the actual reason? Why did he say he knew Kashyyyk?
He just said he speaks a little bit. That was it.
Okay, yeah.
But it was weird because the kind of when the troops sort of running around, they are stormtroopers, but they're not stormtroopers.
You're talking about when they're like in the war.
Yeah. I really like the whole. I don't think it was. I think I literally wrote down like what did I put here? It was like World War One soundstage. It looked like it was, to me, it was like very much in a studio. Okay. It didn't seem gritty, and again we'll get to Rogue One on this, but I quite like the kind of at the start of Rogue One where Jin gets rescued and kind of that messy planet and all the stormtroopers are a bit messed up. And it's sort of very lived in. And to me that was a similar sort of thing, but it just the way it was filmed, and again I don't know if it was filmed after or before, whatever. I thought this is really cool. I quite like this. Not many people wearing helmets. It looked like World War One, to me. But then it just.
To me, that part made no sense to me when it was because it was like, right, okay. Well, I was quite looking forward to seeing the. What they did really well. Sorry, I know we keep going back to the prequels and stuff, but what they did really well in the original one was after you saw the original Clone Troopers.
This is a prequel, by the way, as well.
This is a prequel as well. But not, But after when you see the Clone Wars troopers and you see what they're wearing.
Yeah.
Super cool. You see the next step, got a bit more eyes, looking for
how
more
it evolves.
stormtrooper thing. You see the evolution.
Yeah.
And with this one, it was like, right, well, there's no evolution. Let's just completely take it out. There are stormtroopers, and I know this is like obviously like how is 5-6 years before?
I think it's 10 years before New Hope.
Really?
Yeah, it's 10 years. I heard that off another review when they were just doing like a quick wrap up.
Well, I suppose maybe
in my head,
that makes sense.
Well, how's he? 25, say 35 by the time he meets. That's probably there or thereabouts.
But like so even more so, you need to have like a couple of like old looking original sort of like stormtroopers with a lot like slightly closer faces, similar to you would get you had in like Kanan Rebels.
There was an odd stormtrooper, but. I thought a bit when they were on that kind of planet and he's like getting in trouble and that he's like a smart mouth guy. I imagine that was a planet. I imagine the Empire is just, or the Emperor, whatever, is just spreading out across the galaxy. I felt like they weren't properly equipped. They were just sort of the basics.
That's what I mean. It was just like you go out, you go and do that, chuck them over.
You're not getting armor.
They don't. That's something that sort of explained it to me, and I was like in my head when I was watching it, and I was like, that does make a bit more sense. But I'd love to sort of like have seen
more
of
that.
Not necessarily more of that, but like I feel like they had the tanks and stuff in there. But like, how many times do they need to show a battlefield? But like, they didn't have any AT-ATs.
They had ATSTs. They were being dropped in the background and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I need to watch it fresh, like you have.
I'd say literally, I haven't watched it 2 hours ago, but I really like the idea of that. I just like the grittier, darker side of things. And I was like, oh god, we're gonna have quite a few little skirmishes here. But to me, it seemed like it was just in a big soundstage.
Yeah.
And they were talking quite happily, like we're talking, and there's a massive battle, but everyone can hear each other absolutely perfectly. But again, it just to me, it stank of it being, I don't know, filmed I don't know, 2 weeks before the film was released or something, where they go, oh, quick, we're going to need this. There's a bit of character development for sort of Woody Harrelson and Andy Neeson and all that. So let me just see where I'm up to. So so Chewie, I actually liked the way Chewie looked in this. I don't know, it was Last Jedi where he looked a bit dodge. There's one of the more recent movies, well, it can't be that many, maybe, obviously, it must be Force Awakens, where he looked a bit fake. Obviously, he's a big dog man. But I remember thinking this one, they had it down, obviously a bit younger.
He didn't have Peter Mayhew inside it.
It's that, he had
Swedish
guy.
Swedish guy. Something, it'll be on here.
Yeah, we'll come back to that probably.
Hopefully, yeah, that's the thing, like, because... I mean, he did a good job.
Oh, actually, that's what. So when he fights Chewbacca, all I put was even before they start fake fighting, I was like, he's clearly broken his back because he literally Chewbacca throws him against his back that thing about 4 times.
And also, like, if a Wookiee can just tear your arms off and stuff like that.
Yeah. When he was crushing his head in the thing, I was like, we're just going to crush his skull, like the skull's done.
Head's completely gone. Chewie was good. I did like Chewie.
I really liked Chewie. So
he wasn't. I didn't feel like he had his own part enough. Obviously, it was all about thingy, but a slight like sort of
in the whole film.
Yeah, in the whole film, like a slight sort of like.
Yeah.
Do you know they had that small part where he's sort of like
he was
talking to Nara. Yeah, they say it's Nara. Chewie's original wife.
Oh, is that who? Yeah, sorry.
Nala. Yeah.
Wait, is it Nala?
Yeah. Also,
is it Nala?
I think it's Nala or.
I've got a side thing, and it's been really weird now. But yeah, keep going.
Okay, Nala. What like?
No. No. We don't know these people.
Sorry.
No, what it was when he gets with Beckett, when he escapes with Chewbacca and Beckett and that lot go, right, we're going, and they fly away.
We'll talk about this from the war.
Yeah, from the war, where he escapes with Chewie.
Snowy Island.
Yeah, they go straight there, don't they? Where he escapes with Chewie.
They might actually nip to that place where they see Kira.
That's on the snow planet.
No, it's not. That's on the dust planet. Where they meet Kit.
No, they meet it for the first time on the yacht in the snow planet because the heist goes wrong and we go how are we going to find him? He goes, it's not that difficult. It's this big thing driving past them. But when they fly to the job, the snow planet, whatever, the music for some reason I've literally written a Lion King video after the shower. So when they're having a shower, listen to it.
Wait.
It sounds like a Lion King track. That's what he said, Nala. I was like, what is that like?
Oh yeah, Nala's
So
let's play that.
Get copyrighted straight away. But it got
backwards.
It was it was just complete vibes of the Lion King. I was like, what an odd choice of music. I just didn't get it.
I really need to talk about what happened on the snow planet.
No, that's what I'm talking about. But before the snow planet.
Before the snow planet.
Okay, Lando's after that, isn't it? They go straight to the heist, the train heist.
The train heist, that's what I'm talking about.
I really liked the heist.
I liked a lot of it. It was like some of it was just like comedic, like, "Hey, Chewie, pull me over here."
With the thing, and
and it was just like
I feel Chewie would not struggle at any point.
Yes, like
with
Chewie
anything.
should literally, if he's like super powerful and like he can tear his arms off him and everything. So again, he should be.
And later on, he's uncoupling the train.
He should be completely suited to that sort of stuff.
But it kind of made me think. Obviously, trains usually go flat on the ground, but we have monorails and stuff. And it's still it's a thing.
Yeah.
I kind of thought that's quite a good idea, just having a double train. But for the cargo wise and stuff, because it's going on both sides.
Yeah, no.
If you've got monorails, obviously it's probably some technical reason, but that's quite cool. Why have I not seen that before?
Why have you not seen it on Star
Wars?
Or on
Star Wars.
Or some sort of like sci-fi thing.
It kind of reminded me, I know it's a bit different, but of Shadows of the Empire.
Oh, no.
That
so
level.
much of this was taken from Shadows of the Empire.
That's right.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, like, that was just, you could have been fighting IG-88 and you could have just been doing, what was it Boba Fett?
No, it's both. Fight IG-88 and then you fight Boba Fett on Castle. I think it's Castle.
Okay, so while we're still on that thing, this was my biggest problem with the movie.
I think I know. It was 2 bits on the train thing.
On the train thing. Okay, so what was your part? You can tell this is eating away.
Yeah, it's the 2 deaths.
Desperate. Yeah. No, one of the deaths was completely cool. One of the deaths.
The pilot.
John Favreau.
Was it John Favreau? Yeah,
I
was trying to work out his voice.
John Favreau's pilot death made so much sense.
And it was quite touching when he was sort of next. He was dying. He was slowly dying next to him.
You're a proper pilot, kid.
Yeah, it tends to be someone dies and then but there was actually a bit of
this was after.
It was a slow death.
It was just like you're gonna have to take up sort of thing. But that one was really,
I can't remember that character's name, but I quite liked him.
Good. Monkey arms.
Yeah, 6 arms. Well, he's got 6 arms, hasn't he? Or 4 arms, and he's got more than...
Yeah, I think 4 arms and 2 legs.
Yeah.
But his legs are arms.
Like a spider monkey.
But I think... Oh yeah, I like a spider monkey. Yeah. Or like that Spider-Man thing we were talking about.
Yeah, man spider.
Man spider, but monkey. So yeah, but Sadie Dandy Newton's death was the most pointless thing in the world.
I did not get it for 1 second.
I didn't get that. You know when you said like there's parts in the film that take it out, take you away from
it?
That one took it completely. I had no idea what was so hard about those droids. I get it, the droids are really arsey, but she's like, right guys, I'm fucked here. There's a couple of droids coming at me. It's like you can see what they're going through. Like at the moment, they're getting like also like heisted by they're like the bad people, the other bad people. But I mean like. She's there like, guys, I got some droids on me. I'm gonna have to essentially commit suicide.
She had a grappling hook. That's how she got up there. I don't understand why she did not grapple away from there.
It was
the droids were going to fly down and take off the bombs. They didn't even know.
She was such a cool person in the whole thing, and I thought like
the 10 minutes.
Yeah, like her relation with Woody Harrelson was just like, oh right, well I kind of get this, and obviously you need to see the character development with Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
But what? Like
again,
she's like, guys, I'm done. You're gonna have to do this one without me, and it's like, why? Like, you're also just heisting. Like, you're only getting this. I get it.
It's not like a major thing. It's not the end of the world.
Like, the Death Star's coming. We've got to get this train.
Well, again, I was thinking Rogue
Blow
One.
this train. That's it. Yeah.
If it was those kind of things at the end, where it's like, we have to do this, or we're absolutely dead. We're all dead. Yeah.
Otherwise, or you just be like, right, well, fucking, Monkey Man, go and just drive over there and sort her out. We don't necessarily have all this cooked up.
If she hadn't blown
we
it
don't
up,
have it cooked up at the moment. Go and pick them up, come back, sort us out.
Yeah. If she hadn't blown up the bridge, the train would have continued along the bridge. Those droids would have been there. Well, what? There'll be more guys shooting the droids. Like, what would have been the problem?
No, that's it. It would just...
Worst case, you just go, right, we're getting off this heist now. Let's fly away.
Let's get the fuck out of
this. Which essentially what happened anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
it didn't... So
again,
it was.
I don't know if that's like, again, the change things, like reshoots or whatever. It did seem very jarring.
It just made no sense at all. Like, it was just... That part was like, why? I literally remember seeing it in the cinema. I was just like, why? Like, what's going on? Like, I thought maybe... more like more droids going. Even if they had like, you could have like a couple of like.
She hadn't even got. I don't think she even hit.
That's it. She hadn't. Well, I think maybe she got hit in her arm and she was pinned down. She was pinned.
Oh yeah, she get this like going around, but she's still winning. She was winning. She was shooting them.
She was like shooting. Like Chewie you can just sort of like, I don't know about those like droid things, but like Chewie fucking outsmarts them in Empire Strikes Back. He's like something over there.
Well, they were like they were Viper. They were Viper droids, but basically no. In this, they were Viper droids, but pro droids. These called pro droids. Actually, we skipped over a thing that I didn't listen to loads of reviews of this, but because obviously it's it was like 4 months ago it came out, didn't it? When did it come out? May?
Yeah.
So it's a long time ago. So when I sort of read the odd review, I kind of didn't want to get story details, but people kept going, the way he gets his name is completely stupid. I thought, and I was expecting this big like...
Yeah, I was.
Like a big, it was just like, oh, so you're on your own, yes, Solo. And I was just like, well, I can deal with that. Yeah, I didn't need to know why he was called Solo, but to me, it wasn't like that cringe. It was just like, well, that's that. I was expecting a real big cringe moment.
The other thing as well, when that originally happened, basically, I don't know if it was Ron Howard or I think it probably would have been the Chris Lord guy.
Those two guys, yeah.
They said like, oh, well, on this, in this adventure, you'll see how Han Solo gets his name, and I was just thinking, how Han Solo becomes Han Solo and how he gets his name. And I was like, no, but when I originally heard that and like read that, I was like, so basically how he gets the name of being the baddest mofo in the galaxy, not how he literally gets his name. And I think probably quite a few people had the same sort of thing. Well, quite a few people's reactions like, we don't need to see how he gets his name.
Yeah.
We don't need to see a bunch of stuff. I mean, there's loads of stuff in there that I don't think we need to
have.
see.
Yeah.
It was mostly just callbacks, and I think that's what they need to do right with the next one.
I think the name Han is weirder than the name Solo, and him getting the name Han to me...
Han's like a name. Han's a name.
Is it? I've never heard that.
I know Dutch people call Han.
But to me, that's a weirder name, and there used to be some, I don't know, it was some Cartoon Network program, and on one of the episodes, when I think it's probably actually 1 and 2 were coming out, and everything was Star Wars related, and they had a character on this, I can't remember what it was, but he was called Drum Solo, and he did drum solos, and that's why he was called Drum Solo. I was like, that's probably a better way of doing it. What the fuck am I talking about? That makes loads of sense. But I didn't mind anyway. It was just one of those things. But I think once the train started, that I got more into the movie. It's probably what, 20 minutes into the movie. The first sort of 20 minutes, I was really just like, oh god, it's gonna be a long, because it's like 2 and a bit hours. I was like, it's gonna be a long movie. But I think the guy also got into the role that he kind of nestled. Who
are you talking about?
Erin.
Aldrich Erin.
Yeah, Aldrich.
Yeah. To be honest, like I really at the start I was like, okay, there he is. Let's see how he does. And then for the first like 10 minutes, I was like really scrutinizing.
Yeah.
Like everything, I was like, no, stupid, no. And if we had some sort of shot here, I could probably point them out.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, this is dumb. But then, sorry, not this is dumb. I never really thought that. I just sort of thought, no, you're not Harrison Ford. But then I just forgot, and I just was into it, and it was just fun, and it was just like he was just. Again
at the start, I know at some point they stopped filming for him to get acting lessons. Because I've seen him in I saw him in Hail Caesar. He's really, really good in that. He's obviously a good actor, but he got acting lessons during this movie.
But he's Southern. That's the biggest part. He's a really Southern.
I don't know what his real voice is. Because he does.
Well,
but that's what he's.
Yeah.
So well, his real voice because he does that in.
Hail Caesar. That's his normal voice. That's the thing. So that's why it's so hard.
But at the start, his first like probably 10 lines, because he doesn't say that much at the start of the movie, but they all seem like first tries. Like where it just felt like, just say this, okay, like we've got it, move on. Yeah, but then later on, he just seemed like, oh, I am the guy, I am actually the character. I'm not reading lines.
We probably had like actors coming in and doing the basically coaching him through a lot of lines, which is pretty nuts.
But I think you can see that sort of when you watch it. There's odd little lines. I'm like, oh, that feels like a first take of that line, or no, I can't act at all. But it just considering when you can see what he can do later on, he obviously can do it, but
I don't trust. I stopped thinking he's not Han Solo, he's just pretending to be Han Solo, and I did start thinking he's Han Solo.
To be honest, I didn't really think of Harrison Ford the whole way through, and I thought I would. I didn't think of Harrison Ford, no. Well, to be fair, I kind of think of Han Solo as Han Solo. I know he's Harrison Ford's like, but I think of Han Solo more as a character, and then say like Indiana Jones. In my head, that's just Harrison Ford being Harrison Ford. I don't know if that quite makes sense, but...
What, so Indiana Jones is Harrison Ford?
To me...
Han Solo's not.
To me, Han Solo is the character of Han Solo.
Oh, right, okay, that's interesting.
But I kind of separate them, and Indiana Jones, that's just Harrison Ford. I don't know why, but
weird, yeah.
But I kind of, I don't think, oh, he's not being Harrison Ford, I think, oh, is he being Han Solo? Like...
Yeah, maybe that's an interesting...
But I think it was a character, and I don't think he did anything... Well, it's fair throughout, dude. I don't think he did anything that was completely out of the realms of what Han does.
Yeah.
So, one second, train sequence. So the train goes wrong. Oh yeah, that was it. So they go see Paul Bettany.
Yeah. Whose character? It's like, I didn't hate him. I didn't think it was like, he was just like bad vision. He was just like, well, we want to be very. And he was a bit like doing that whole like putting his arm around people. It's
weird because I just saw, but probably 2 weeks ago, I watched Manhunt Unabomber, where it's like a documentary about the Unabomber, which is like in the. Well, for about 15 years, 20 years, this guy used to just send parcel bombs.
Oh, right.
They catch him. Anyway, he was a guy who lived in like a cabin in the woods, and he was just against all technology. He was like literally a genius. He was like a mathematician genius guy. Anyway, Paul Bettany played him, and he's this kind of odd, weird guy. He's really good, and you go watch it. For Paul Bettany, so I just watched that, and I don't know. And to be honest, at the start when Paul Bettany, I was like, is he doing that guy from that? He was being this odd kind of... It kind of felt like he just walked off a different set.
And just was in this.
Just sort of, well, not necessarily being him, but just he seemed really out of place with how he was acting. But then it kind of worked. I was like, are you doing like, I don't know. The first few lines, I'm like, oh, this is a bit jarring. Like, is he on like a stage doing a Shakespeare play? So he just seemed really odd and out of it.
Really seem very like Star Wars.
Yeah, just sounds
really
odd.
But
then I liked the guy. I liked he was clearly mad.
Yeah. No. That's the thing. When you think you had to sort of see him a bit more unhinged to sort of get why he was like that.
But I quite like he was.
That for a bit.
It was always like if Kira wasn't near him or coming to calm him down, she kept going to sit next to him. But he was going to just fucking lose his shit.
Yeah, he was. What did he actually do to make himself unstable? Did he take some pills or like do some sort of weird?
I don't know, but his eyes go really red. Obviously, he's got like burns or scars or scratches or whatever. And I first I was like, well, we're going to find out.
Why?
Yeah, but then obviously you never do. But then I don't mind. You don't have to have everything explained. But I liked him as a character. Obviously, the first second you see him, he's just stabbed the guy.
Oh yeah,
at the party.
They did that, didn't they?
But the party sort of cocktail place, I thought that was probably one of the best. Because nearly now, not every Star Wars movie, but most Star Wars movies have some sort of cantina style. Yeah. Jabba's Palace.
I feel like you need to put it in.
Yeah. But I thought that was much better as a casino. So
you thought that was better than
definitely better than because the casino to
worse
me.
Worse than Mascanata's.
I didn't like it that much.
Oh, I really like Mastercard stuff.
No, I preferred. Well, I was going to say you've got this one had a few. So you've got the kind of casino. Yeah. You've also got sort of the casino when they're gambling with Han. Sorry, with Lando.
Oh, you're talking about that casino?
Well, no. Well, I meant this one, but also they've got more than one in this. But there's quite a few what they call menagerie of animals. You mean characters, animals? Yeah. Well, technically, we're all animals.
They're essentially farms.
Yeah. But I really liked it was a kind of party where you could go, oh, I'd quite like to be in that bar. It didn't feel like anyone was going to kill you. It was just a cool bar. There was like, I don't know if it was in Paul Bettany's room, there was like this cool skull thing. It might have been in his room because he's got the Mandalorian armor.
Skull, yeah, it's Crystal Skull.
It's from...
what's it called? It's a
Indiana Jones, I was going to say, because the
think
Ark of the Covenant is in one of the... Not the Ark of the Covenant,
the thing.
Holy Grail. There's something else from Indiana Jones.
It's the fucking fertility god from Raiders of the Lost Ark. The gold
in
thing.
This movie.
Oh, in this movie?
Yeah.
No, they said that.
It's like the Holy Grail or the Ark or something.
There's like some stupid... I think it is... That's an Easter egg for something that they wrote in the Expanded Universe about Crystal Skulls.
I was going to say, Crystal Skulls from the Crystal Skulls.
It's not actually from that Crystal Skull. Because that Crystal Skull's got a messed up head, remember?
Yeah, it has got. But also in Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, on the side of the... Oh, no, sorry. When they get the Ark out, it's got R2-D2 and C-3PO on the column behind it, like carved into it in the movie. Anyway...
And also Obi-Wan shipping in Temple of Doom.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, you know...
I can't remember seeing that.
Like, I think it's Obi-Wan shipping or something. It's like, no, it's Club Obi-Wan. That's when they...
Sorry, the
Obi-Wan shipping. What's that called? What's the shipping company called that it turns out that it's from them? It's like, thank God we've not seen Mr. Takahashi. It's like Takahashi and Paul.
Oh, on the side of it, yeah. No,
Off Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We will do Indiana Jones at some point because I absolutely love them.
I really love them.
But I really like that part. I just liked... To me, in this one, it didn't feel so CGI. Obviously, there's loads of CGI scenes, but everywhere felt like very lived in.
I completely agree. It wasn't yet. Let's just go back to when he was in Corellia.
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 I think it's Corellia.
Because it's Corellian freighters.
I think, yeah.
Corellia? Anyway, never mind. When they were in that...
In my head, I went, it's Coruscant. I know it's not Coruscant, but when I read stuff and it says C, I was like, I think it's Coruscant.
It's Coruscant.
It's just a big...
I won't read the rest of it. I'll just see the...
Because again, in Rogue One, I thought that was Coruscant as well, the bit that where they kind of go in that market in Rogue One. Not in Jeddah. The one where it's like where...
Yeah, no, I thought that
Lando,
was Coruscant.
it's not. It's somewhere else. It's like an asteroid with a little thing on it. I thought it was Coruscant.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Anyway, that's a different one.
But when he was in... Talking of... Going back to Korea...
I think it's Korea,
yeah. The woman, the creepy, like candy bowl, like the creepy whale sort of fish woman with, the hated son, vampire woman.
The snake, like kind of snake worm, yeah.
But I loved the fact that wasn't CGI, like it made so much more sense.
Yeah.
Like it was like cool and like had loads of bits dropping off it.
Yeah.
And it did really remind me of like, it reminded me of old Star Wars. It reminded me weirdly of like Ewoks, sort of.
Yeah.
Like, that sort of thing.
There's something similar. I don't know if it's in June or something. It was something like this water god thing. I don't know. I just all that bit at the start. There's nothing wrong really with the story. I just thought how it came across. It was all very blue. I just think that whole starting sequence could have almost been left out.
The whole starting, everything was a bit blue, but I think everything was a bit blue because you basically I think it's the same as Tatooine.
Well, it's just the mood of the
show.
it's the kind of...
It's completely dead, nothing's happening. Yeah. It's beige.
But I always think you could have...
But you move out of it and then you can see the fantastic and that's where you go to.
You could have... I could have almost started with Han Solo and Kira getting through... I know it sounds ridiculous, but getting through passport control, which is essentially what they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
That's the start of the movie, and have like a very tense scene. It goes wrong, they get split up. That's the start of the movie.
Yeah.
Because all that other bit didn't make me go, oh my god, they're in love. Oh my god, Han's such a good pilot. It just made me go, this is alright. But I'd rather have a 5-minute dialogue of you're going to have to make a choice, you're going to have to leave, her or something. Because when she was trapped...
What happens with that? Like, how can we...
So they bribed the woman at the gates.
Yeah.
She lets him through, but then someone sees and she puts the shutter down.
Oh, yeah.
So and then it's 3 years later, he's in the army.
Yeah, that's it.
But I would have rather had just a tense scene like that. Yeah. And you could learn a lot with them just chatting, but it would seem like 10-15 minutes of just, I'm not getting anything from this.
Yeah.
Like, they could almost start going, you know who Han Solo is? We're starting here. We all know, I don't know, well, it could have been the whole movie, I was thinking about it. Anyway, so Paul Bettany, I like him. Mm-hmm. So then they have to go and get more of the, what's it called? I was going to Kevlar crystals. It's not Kevlar crystals, what the hell?
No, it's, I know what you mean.
the fuel basically.
Yeah.
So they go to Lando.
That is
So straight away with Lando, the voice was amazing. Before you see him, it's Billy D. Williams, like straight away.
What did you think of?
I've actually just put land voice. I won't put no on that voice.
Land voice. What did you think of that though? What did you think of him?
I liked him. I like the when they're gambling and there's like this weird crocodile monster who like bites his fingernails. He almost looks like one of those dolphins with like the spikes on the noses. Because Lobster Man, I've just written Lobster Man in the letters, he must be good. I really like Lando. You knew he was Lando straight away. There was no sort of. He was proper cheese, proper like just overly suave.
Yeah, he was better in this. Like they sort of said, they made out like they have said. Donald Glover said now. He's like, oh yeah, I played him as like an asexual person in this. Not asexual. What's it called?
Polyamorous.
No, it's like polysexual or whatever. It's something like basically you're into everything.
Yeah.
You're into everything.
Well, robots like.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. But like, I don't know if he was actually into that or like that's something that Donald Glover just started putting afterwards.
Because well, he's just kind of like
he's just like sort of like, hey baby.
I think whatever's
everything.
Yeah, whatever's on the table.
Cool. Yeah, whatever's cool.
Whatever's on the table, he'll go with.
He's into that.
I liked. I thought he was really bad at cheating. Like he's horrifically bad at cheating.
Oh yeah,
because it's just like a
yeah.
And obviously you've got like a guy with like 70 eyes sat next to him, or near on the table. There's so many aliens with much better vision, and no one's even hearing it because it might as well just go cheating, activated, like it was just so obvious. And he's got like these like big open sleeves.
Yeah. So
it just wasn't. I thought there'd be another way, like an eye implant or something that he'd have.
Or like, someone's doing. Yeah, someone like across from him is looking at cards or something like that, and he's sort of got like a little bit of a.
Yeah.
They don't have anything like that, do they?
Their technology is very like analog and also amazing. Like certain things like old tapes and screws, but then other things like can send information. But they don't have phones.
They don't have.
They kind of radios, but it's an odd.
The radios are like
radios are like short wave.
Yeah. Sorry,
the only reason they kind of do it is because Kira goes, "Can you help us with this thing?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then Becker turns up.
Oh yeah, because Kira's there whilst.
Yeah, and he knows Kira. Yeah. And then Becker turns up and he's like, they go, 40%, 20, and then it's 25%, and then he goes, right. They go to the Falcon and it's basically got a parking brake, got a parking.
That was.
What do they call it? Clamp. It's clamp. So they knock on the 5, so it's 5%. So he only gets 20%. They're not because Becker takes off. Actually really like Woody Harrelson. To me he was just Woody Harrelson. He didn't seem to be and to be fair,
it was good. It would make sense.
Oh, it was good. And Emilia Clarke, whatever she's called, to me she was just her. She was just very English sort of, which is fine.
I think that's what they sort of
is that what they wanted?
Like gin and like differently.
Oh yeah, I guess.
They sort of just go for like these strong sort of.
Oh, she was great. I liked her because every other well, I suppose Jin to an extent because she's a bit of a rebel or whatever. I'm a rebel. It's a t-shirt.
A rogue.
Yeah, a rogue.
She's a rogue one.
But they're all quite sort of honourable, whereas she was in control the whole way through the movie. No one was even actually anyone who thought they had control of it, they didn't. She was on the top of the game all the time. But she could also cheat and lie. Whereas like Leia's always great or Rey's always great. But they're always very like honourable. This must be this. So as a character, I really liked her.
Naive as well. Maybe not Leia. Leia wasn't naive, I don't think. But.
To be fair, I think in the first Star Wars movie, Leia's the most switched on. Like
that's it. Yeah,
the first one,
she's like look.
Because it's basically like a farm boy and laser brain, whatever you call it.
Yeah, I think Han's pretty switched on that one, but he doesn't really understand.
He should
understand what the rebellion.
He should, but
he doesn't really know about the rebellion. Right?
Yeah. So they get Lando. Then they have to go and get
the Castle Run. They have to go and do the Castle.
Run.
Oh no, they have to go and fucking. Oh no, they go to Castle, and in Castle, that's where the robot revolution thing is.
So that's where I very much noticed the CGI went very bad on the planet. So there's a shot, there's a classic kind of Star Wars shot where there's a planet there, and then there's the spaceship, the Falcon's flying to the planet, and it's a big kind of yellowy, mustardy planet, and it just looked
terrible.
Not the worst, but noticeably like, oh, that's a bit. Yeah, but
like the difference between the original ones and the prequels sort of thing. Like when you sort of have those establishing shots of them flying into it, it looked more like the new ones.
Yeah, it just looked because all the rest of the CGI so far, there's been a bit at the start where there's a stormtrooper kind of policeman where he falls off his bike right at the start of the film.
Oh yeah, no, that
looked really shit. I was like, I was like, why could have that much been a person? That's considering like the speeder bikes in the old one look 10 times better than that.
Yeah.
But that I literally wrote down like bad CGI because I just written CGI not great. A mining planet. So they get to the mining planet. I really like Is it Kessel?
I think that's Kessel, and
Kessel seems to look
run is the thing.
Because I played it in
I
certain
think
games.
Kessel's
It's like a desert planet. Another
First time
time,
I've seen Kessel.
I think it's in Shadows of the Empire. I'm pretty sure.
First time I've seen it in the.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Sorry,
it.
in the Star Wars game,
So,
in films.
But this was desert.
Well, it was very
Outside was
mustardy,
desert.
like orange.
Outside was desert.
I love the Robot Wars fighting in the cage because it was just stupid. I was like,
Oh yeah, that was.
obviously
She
you got
could shoot. It was her. Who was that person?
so you got L. She's like L9 or
Is
L.
it Killing Eve? Yeah, that's the
L3, I think it is. I've written L3 there, so I'm assuming it's that.
Yeah, that's F3. Sorry.
So I like the robots just fighting as in the cage. L3 to me, again, not to go on other people's reviews, but everyone's like, "Oh my god, this robot's amazing!" Blah blah blah. I had loads of good reviews about it. And then she's in it, and the last main robot that's been new in the past how many years is K2SO. And to me, K2SO was very good throughout. He's got the odd little joke that doesn't land, but he was I like the character, like his death and stuff is like, oh my god, you've really got to know him.
Oh no, yeah, his death is a lot more.
Hers was a bit, she wasn't in it very long.
No, she wasn't.
And
I feel like they
she
just
was
wanted
it was, and I couldn't work out. I know it was like Freedom for Robots, but it was, I don't want to be like all SJW or whatever, that kind of thing, but it seemed very like, I don't know. It was like, I don't want to call it like feminist. It was like this weird angle with it. I couldn't work it out. I guess she wants to be free robots, but I don't know.
There was.
The character didn't seem, it wasn't established long enough for me to get.
It
was just kind of buzzwords you'd sort of throw out.
If it was a guy robot, do you think that revolution would have happened? You know, if
It's not so much a robot, but it was just.
No, but I get what you mean. But like, do you think like if it was a guy character in the robot, like they sort of made out like because it's one is a girl one, because it's the first girl robot we've seen, which is quite cool.
Well, if you put sex on robots, to be fair, I don't really consider either of them boys or girls.
Yeah, it's weird sort of having that, isn't it? But
you have the voice, but I imagine they could all have a setting where they change the voice to a man.
Yeah, probably.
So I just think I don't think there are things. I think they're obviously AI, so they're intelligent.
But they talk to R2. They say, "Come on, boy." And they don't really say "boy."
Yeah, what
twice,
is?
don't they? They just sort of go.
What is
"Hey,
R2? Yeah,
fella."
to me they're all just a thing. They're alive. I get they have feelings. They can feel. For some reason, some of them can sort of feel pain and stuff. Like
Well, yeah, they can. They can all feel.
they get like Jabba's.
Yeah,
when Jabba's like torturing them, like.
Yeah.
But I didn't dislike her.
Feel pain.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
She had some good lines, but I couldn't quite. I suppose like Stanley Newton, where she was in it such a short amount of time, I couldn't really get to know her.
Yeah, no, she wasn't.
She had some okay lines, but I was expecting. Because I really I'm a big fan of the Rogue One, not to talk about loads, but as a character, when he died, he'd been in it a bit longer.
Yeah.
I'd got to know a few sides of him.
Sorry, K2S2, yeah.
Whereas this one,
Well, it was essentially those three were the big ones. Whereas
Yeah.
for this, they had like those 5 or 6. I know, obviously, in Rogue One, they had the two Asian actors. I can't remember what they're actually.
but they were in it for a long time.
They were in it for long.
Sharut and they got funny names.
But they were in it for a lot longer. But really, the core was just those was K2S2,
Jin and Cassian.
And Cassian.
Yeah.
So like you sort of could get into his sort of thing a lot more because it's just those three. But with like Chewie, Donald Glover. Just mixing them.
It's kind of like especially like with Jin and K2SO, they didn't really like each other at the start. They grow, and it feels like when they die, I don't know. I suppose Lando, you can tell straight away, Lando really loves his robot, but because that's kind of the status quo we've got, it's the same throughout. Yeah, he's like, he misses his robot that he loved, but because you've not kind of seen it develop into something, I don't know. That could with any movie, but. I kind of felt bad for him when she's dead, or like kind of dragging her along.
That's the cool thing. That I think the reason why that whole thing, happened was sort of because they could go, right. Well, that's why the Millennium was a girl. That's why the Millennium Falcon is so temperamental. Yeah, because it's got her fucking.
Well, she did the thing where,
and it's got her like mapping system and stuff like that.
I might be wrong, but I'm sure there's a bit also where she kind of stops Shrek and then they like hit her and then she comes back on. I'm sure there's a bit. I was thinking about the hyperdrive where the main Falcon where they always hit it. I might be wrong, but I'm sure there's a bit where she kind of goes ooh and then comes back on. Yeah. I didn't mind the mining place. I thought it was quite. I quite like. It was a bit stupid, but I like when she beat up that guy. Like they look through the porthole and. What's she called? Daenerys. She beats up that guy, and you see a cape like a whoosh-ha, like.
I can't really remember that part.
So when they break in pretending to be like someone else, with the actually also Thingy wearing the suit from Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
Woody
that was
Harrelson.
cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. I really liked that.
Yeah.
That was just like that's.
So I had no idea.
Time.
Yeah. That I thought was
That
really,
was
really cool.
What's that character called? He is actually bounty hunter.
Oh, I can't remember, but I did love it.
Yeah, I thought it was.
But
really
when
cool.
she goes in and goes to this room with this kind of thing where he kept dribbling, he was like this robot face. He was like the leader of around the planet, and he's got these. He kept dripping out like rust out these little tubes. Anyway, she beats him up and stabs him like with a key. But you don't see a fight; you just see her pull the key out of him. But they kind of go off screen like it's like a porthole, and it just goes down, and it's like this cape. Like someone's obviously just gone with a cape, like a big cape thing. Yeah, because she must be wearing Lando's cape. I didn't even think about that.
I think she does just.
Yeah, she dresses up, and then they're like, "What was that?" And it's Terrace Cassie. It's the fighting style. So it's from a PlayStation 1 game.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, Terrace Castle. Yeah. But I thought it was quite funny because it was like, we're not going to show this, but it's probably a bit terrible. But I didn't mind. I didn't mind Rebel Uprising. It was quite funny. But there's certain bits in movies and in Star Wars where there's just a load of gunfire and no one's getting hit when they're all escaping, and they've got the Wookiees. They're trying to get all those 12 canisters of explosives, and they're very slowly lifting them in with the Wookiees.
Yeah.
And the whole time it's just
so
everything's exploding. No one's getting it. Oh, obviously the robot gets hit, but she's stood waving her arms, going revolution. So she's blatantly getting hit, but everyone else is just going like never missing, which is fine. But millions of people are shooting at them, and they've got these high explosives, and that shot would have been fine for like 1 minute of that happening, but that whole thing was like 3 or 4 minutes of just continuous shooting. The Wookiees are chatting to each other the whole time, bullets going. It was just, I got it if they'd done some diversion, or they'd blocked a door and the people are trying to get through before they shoot them, but it was people quite happily just stood there, machine gunning at a central point. It was a door.
Yeah, if it was like a corridor and people were sort of like I'm going to have to hold them off, and he's like, hold them off, that's sort of fine.
But it was from all directions.
No, it was. They were completely out.
And then Emilia Clarke just runs out with like grenades and just chucks them and goes, "Come on, let's go." It's like, you didn't do that before, you idiot. But I didn't mind it. But that was a bit where that happens in loads of movies. But I just thought, come on, and I kind of thought someone else was going to die, like when the robots don't matter. But I kept thinking Becker, not Becker. That's a great old TV show with Ted Danson. You should go watch.
Was he in that?
Ted Danson and Becker. There used to be a TV show called Becker.
But did Woody Harrelson do?
No, he was
Becker?
in. He was in Cheers. Yeah,
but,
I'm pretty sure he's in an episode of it. I think. The same with Frasier. Most of like Cheers went to Frasier. It's so warm in here. This t-shirt is absolutely killing me. So they escape. I know these lights are also really warm. So then they fly to that little planet where they have to get the thing. Oh, sorry. Then it's Kessel Run.
Yeah. I liked Kessel Run.
I liked it, but I just thought that I wanted the timing to be more of a thing. It never felt like.
I think it was just like a like the thing. I always thought it was like not a mistake, but I thought it was like, oh, we've actually done it, but it was just turned out it was just a mistake that they messed that they did the Kessel Run in that time.
I don't know what I thought the Kessel Run was, but I imagine it. Say it's the tube, okay, so you go from A to B of the tube, but they went like a corner.
Yeah,
but I kind of wanted some sort of indication, because especially when they're getting sucked in that black hole thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, hold on, this doesn't seem that much quicker. You're doing it in virtually half the time it's going to take. It takes 20 seconds, you do it in 12 or 14, whatever. But
no, parsec, so that's how close you are.
But it just...
Because obviously, the thing is, it was such a hard thing to do, because everyone's been trying to work out what the fuck the Kessel Run has done. So, because everyone's like, it's actually a distant, it's a distance instead of thing. It's like, right, okay, well... So it is basically distance from something. So it's like, I thought the way that they do it would just be like, how fast can you speed up to a certain speed, light speed, and how fast can you slow down, like they would do with cars. So it's literally so basically that's how you get the shortest, the shortest thing. I thought it was going to be that, but it's not.
In my head, it's always been like some sort of canyon run, where it's escaping through a canyon, like on the top of a planet, say, and it says a tube of whatever, which is not that distance to what it was.
No.
But two things actually. I liked, because it was basically an asteroid field when they were flying through it.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
I
like how it had the asteroid music from, I think it was Empire. They did a little bit of that, and I love the shot where it flips around and knocks that TIE fighter.
That was really
cool. And it shocks me that that's not been done before, because it's such a like, you should do that. But the only, obviously, because Star Wars now starts repeating itself. Again, we started talking about Rogue One, but obviously it's a very recent one. There's a lot of similarities. At the end, where they because they basically light speed before they were. You're not going to do a light speed, and there's like a tiny gap, and they go, but
because they have the robot to do the thing.
Yeah, the calculations.
At that point.
And then in Rogue One, it happens the exact same thing where the whole planet is, and they do it, but it's it looks like they spent 10 times the amount of money on the shot in Rogue One. It's really well done. You've got all these like particles of dust, and it's basically the exact same thing where they're running out of time, the thing is shutting, just go to light speed now and they'll fit through. It's the exact same thing.
It's exactly the same as the mouse.
But no, they didn't do light speed through it. But
also,
it wasn't.
They did the light speed to stop closer in Force Awakens as well.
I'm trying to remember
When
when they went to the snow.
To get into the,
Yeah. But I just thought it was a cool shot, but it was like.
Is it Megastar?
Starkiller Base.
Starkiller.
But it was just because it was the same shot, but it just again I don't know when they filmed it, how much money because on this one they basically spent double the amount because they reshot virtually everything.
Oh really?
Yeah. But no, I like the Castle Run. I would have just done it as some sort of canyon, but again that'd be quite boring seeing the Millennium Falcon fly through loads of canyons, like in Last Jedi where they fly through all those red crystal.
Yeah.
I imagine it was something more like that in my head. It was like.
Oh no, yeah. Also, we've seen them going through canyons in.
Well, Empire, where they're going.
Jeddah. No, it's not Jeddah. It's where the fuck
Force Awakens, where they're flying all the way through the Death Stars.
Where they find what's that? The Battle of Jakku.
Jakku,
So you see it all in Jakku, but I mean, I really like the Castle Run, to be honest. And then there was a very small. Oh no, then you go into all the whole stupid western part, which was mostly about fighting.
Oh, also, sorry, just for the Castle Run, when he puts basically, to me it reminded of like Nos, where he takes the.
Yeah, it was
actually. Do you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Futurama, very early Futurama episode where they start getting dark matter, which is which is shit. Like yeah. And on one of the episodes, they went to collect loads. Actually, it might be the same plot. They go collect the dark matter from a planet before it explodes, and they're trying to escape, and then they've run out of fuel, so they throw a bit of dark matter into the engine, and it goes. And he's basically saying he's taking like an injection of the thing.
Yeah, that is like that. Or like Mad Max Fury Road, where
they're they're spitting into it like. But yeah, so then they go to Western Planet. Wherever that was.
To meet.
Well, it was a refinery. They had to. That was the only place where it
that
wasn't part of the Empire. Cause I don't know how the Empire's not taking that place over.
Yeah.
It seems to be about.
Also,
50 people, if that. Like.
Did they get rid of the this fucking ginormous thing on the front?
Yeah.
Was that really early? Did they got rid of that?
What he does is he fires it into the black hole. But they kind of, I thought there'd be a bit more of a show about it because it's like, what are you doing? That's the escape pod, beep, and then it's not like, I imagine it was more of a transformer thing, but it kind of just goes, pew, and then the thing starts chasing the escape pod into the hole, and then that's where it starts getting stuck, that big wormy monster.
Oh, yes.
But before I saw the movie, but I knew when we found out from one of the toys that was an escape pod, I had pictured sort of Emilia Clarke, and maybe someone else, but it's my image of the movie. I always thought she was going to betray him or die.
Yeah.
And I thought she's going to escape in that. That was before I saw the movie. I was like, that'll be the ending.
Yeah.
But in it, I suppose they can't make a big show of everything. But it kind of seemed odd. Where it was just like.
Yeah, no, it was weird.
I thought it'd be, but because you kind of it's sort of like gone, and there's no mention of it again. So they land on the planet. And obviously they put the robot into the computer.
Then you meet the bad person that you think's been bad.
Like the cool robot lady
girl, yeah. Which really reminds me of the main girl from Horizon Zero Dawn.
I've still not played it. I know what you mean. Yeah. She was cool. She had loads of cool little like gadgets and stuff.
I really liked the design on that. I mean, I think that character design was pretty fantastic. It was really cool that. I mean, like, why are you dressed so evil then? What's wrong with you? Like, what Warwick Davis being there was pretty cool.
Yeah, Warwick was cool. And I'm sure, again, sorry, Rogue One, but one of the guys. So
no.
Like two tubes.
No, tube guy. Yeah. He's the
same guy.
Mars Carrera. Not Mars Carrera. What's it called? Saw Gerrera's, right.
Oh yeah, because they're kind of the start of the. But they're like the extreme.
Extreme
side of it.
They're a big. They're like. They're not. Well, they are a little bit at that point, but that's like one of the first ever parts of the rebellion, because they all mix into one. So he was. That was like, it's seen as like one of the first rebellion things.
It really. When they get there, it gives the impression. Well, I thought the way it was filmed that you're meant to know who she is when she takes her mask off.
No, I don't think so.
I know. Well, but to me, when it was like a.
I think it was just like, it's a girl, first one, but even though they mentioned that ages ago, it's like, look, it's a girl, you've been outdone by a girl, and how stupid you feel, Han Solo, how are we doing everything? And then also, it was a bit of she's human, she's actually, I think, did she smile or something? She was just like a nice looking person.
She's like, I'm thirsty, I think she goes, I'm thirsty, let's go and have a drink, because then they go into the room and have a chat, but I just thought,
I think it was just like, oh right.
I was like, is that Beckett's daughter? Is that someone I'm meant to know from before that I've missed? Or is she someone? Well, I've seen all the movies, so I was thinking, is there someone in one of the other ones where?
Or like someone in like Star Wars, The Clone Wars. Like,
Yeah.
you could have missed something out from there. But I don't think she is. I think she's literally just brand new.
As soon as I saw her though, and then I realised, obviously near the end they say we're part of the rebellion, or we're going to be the rebellion. I thought, is she meant to be someone I've already seen in one of the later movies, such as Rogue One? 'Cause that's like a few years after, or Mon Mothma or something like. Or so that happens. Then they go and see.
Then they just go and have that fight at the end, right?
Yes.
Where it's basically in the sail barge or whatever. The barge.
Well, yeah, but I quite like. So they go to Paul Bettany with the two things, and it's just Han, Chewie, and what's her face, and Amelia Clark.
Oh yeah.
No, Beckett's dead.
Oh yeah.
They say he's dead. They turn up.
Where did Becky go at that point?
He just goes, I'm leaving. He goes, I'm going to Tatooine. That's what he says.
But why does he leave? Oh.
Because it's all part of his plan. He goes, I'm leaving, I'm going to Tatooine.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, he goes, come find me and thingy.
Yeah. So I thought, I kind of, obviously it doesn't end like that, but I kind of thought, oh, quite nice if he just goes.
Yeah.
Because to me, he was a bit of a mentor, obviously, for Han. I thought it'd be great if he just disappears off into the world and they never see each other again.
Yeah.
So he goes and sees Paul Bettany. They're like, again, I don't know if it's that stupid bomb film thing I watched because he's super intelligent. Yeah, but when he just pulled it, he's like, and you like, you know, he's worked out. He thinks they're fake.
Oh yeah.
The fuel's fake, and I'm like, he has worked out. He's his bomb maker. He's not a bomb maker. That's a different program. In my head, I'm like, he's super intelligent. He's worked out. And then I'm thinking, how did they make them so quick? Because it's only been like from the way it's filmed, that could have been an hour later once they've got it refined. But you don't know, do you? But I can't imagine those people would have had loads of spare fake ones. There'd be no point in it. So I thought the guns are going to be inside one of the. I thought that. I didn't realise they were in the top of the handles. That was quite cool. But I thought the guns would be in one of the other containers. So you find out that Beckett's sorted it all out. It's all, but Paul Bettany's got whatever the girl with all the robot stuff, Samus Aran, whatever you want to call her, like the girl with the robot suit, like
the spiky robot.
Yeah. They think Beckett thinks she's got the real, or Paul Bettany thinks she's got the real stuff. So he sends that squad out to get them, and they realise it's old people dressed up in their costumes.
Yeah.
It's like, haha, it's all a ruse. And really, the stuff they've got is the real stuff. And you're kind of like, okay, well, how's this helped? Like, he's giving him what he wants. So then Beckett shoots two of the guards, because Paul Bettany's only got two guards with him for some reason.
But why does he shoot the guard?
So, because he goes, if there's going to be a deal to be made or something, I want to be the one with the gun.
Right, okay.
He says something like that, because obviously he realises that the tables have turned.
Right.
So it's Beckett, Paul Bettany, Han, Chewie, and Amelia Clark, they're all in the room. And then Beckett just goes, Chewie, pick up those things. They leave with all the explosives, and it's just Han, Paul Bettany, and Amelia in the same room. Then they start trying to make it. They all jump behind couches, and it's like, let's make it. I quite like that. Yeah.
It was a bit like It
reminded me of Lockstock. I don't think
there's a bit of Lockstock.
Where the guy gets a machine gun and starts machine across the room, and everyone just jumps behind. It's like, right, what are we gonna do? Like trying to make a deal.
Yeah.
I think it's Lockstock. It reminds me of something like that. So anyway, then you think Amelia Clark's gonna betray him. He sort of does, then she does, and then she ends up killing Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany's got the cool, almost mini, not lightsaber. They've got
little mini lightsaber.
I quite like the way little lights they kind of made.
They don't need to have hand-to-hand combat like that from that sort of character, and that's something that I will say from like Lando's point of view as well. Like one of the coolest things about
and he also Lando fucks off before then. He just fucks off.
Lando just fucks off. Yeah.
When he goes, I've got 50 men in that ship about to come out, and then it just takes off.
Oh yes,
that
was really good. That made me laugh actually during it. But that's the thing. But like he didn't need to fight. You know, I get it. We have to have this sort of like lightsaber battle. Oh, who's gonna kill who in the end? Just literally, just like we never saw. Why does it have to be them versus the other person? You could have had like a bunch of other like guards in the room, and you have to sort of fight against them. Why does it have to be Paul Bettany?
Well, they have to get rid of him. He definitely has to get rid of Paul Bettany.
But just literally have like, if it's darker and it's all like more underbelly, he wouldn't be the one going out and killing fucking Han Solo anyway. He'd be getting his guards and his goons to do it. Have Bosk there.
Well, they mentioned Bosk.
Well, yeah, but have Bosk just go. This is my thingy. Just have Bosk as the final boss fight, or something like that. Or Dengar, one of them, there, and they're fighting against Dengar and thingy, and they're sort of protecting him. Yeah. And then they go to Beckett. Beckett's a bit of a fucking loose cannon. He's sort of a bit nuts. He can stab people, but he's not really a match for two people fighting one of them. Anyway, weird.
Well, no, he's cool. He's the guy flipping the guns though all the time. Beckett's amazing with two guns.
No, Beckett. Sorry, not Beckett.
Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany.
Yeah. Well, Paul Bettany was a bit of a cokehead to me. He was like a massive.
That's it. But it was like, why is he so good at fighting? Like,
because he'd learned the art of not Krav Maga. I was going to say
not Krav Maga, but the Star Wars version of it.
Yeah.
But like, you don't need to have that. Also, one really cool thing that I really loved in. Oh my god, this is an hour long.
I know, yeah. Geez,
one thing that I really loved in the sort of expanded universe that is now canon in what the Marvel did was they brought out a really, really, really cool comic called Lando, and one of the coolest parts of it is they released the fact that Lando can't actually shoot. He's absolutely terrible at shooting.
I'm trying to think. He shoots the odd shot, but I don't know if he hits anyone in the movie. I'm trying to think back.
No, but the thing is, he's never shoots a gun. No one ever sees him shoot a gun, and the reason, and he always goes, anyone that's seen me shoot a gun, I've killed. So no one sees me shoot a gun.
He does shoot one in the movie. Just
that's the thing.
At one point he has two.
Yeah, he's punching shooter. Yeah. But the thing is, what they wrote into it was that he actually, no one's ever seen him shoot, because you don't see him shoot in the originals or anything like that. You just see him doing stuff.
He sort of has that stick on.
Yeah, but apparently he's an absolutely terrible shot. But oh wait, no, he's actually a really good. Sorry, I've messed it up. He's actually a really good shot, but he pretends he's a terrible shot.
Okay, to get the jump.
So, and then to get the jump on everyone. So he pretends like he's absolutely terrible at it. But with this, they didn't really do that, and he was just sort of actually shooting.
He did some good shooting, but it wasn't. I think it was always showing that Beckett was the best shot. He was always doing all the spinning.
But Lando did a bit of that. He was like, pew.
Well, he had both guns. He had hands gun at one point before when hands ring up. So in the end, Beckett and Chewie, from just forgetting his name after 30 years.
The Wookiee.
The Wookiee. Walk through the kind of desert or along the beach, and then Hans just appears somehow in front of them, like the sail barge is back there that they've come off. They've walked, you see the big trail of because they're walking really slow to carry these things, and I don't know how Chewie's not jumped him, because all Beckett's got is like one little gun. You'd think Chewie would.
Chewie could have
just goes like
arms off.
Chewie just keeps to go like
rip someone's arms off. Also,
he does.
I know like that.
Yeah, it was good. But then Han appears somehow in front. It's not as if you see him get on like a speeder bike. He's just suddenly there. They go over the sand dune and he's there. And then Beckett goes like, "Here's what you want to learn," and then he just shoots him before Beckett. Beckett's like mid-conversation.
I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the point in the film that I was like, "Yeah, that's really fucking good."
Yeah. Well, it was basically Greedo. It was just like,
it was like Han shoots first, and he's like, and Beckett's like, "I can do the same to you," and it's like, "Yeah, this is what you got to do sometimes."
That's what happens.
And that was really, really cool. It was so much like it was obviously a massive callback to the first thing you see like Han doing. Yeah. It's like Han does.
I was glad that how, because I thought, oh god, it's Amelia's come back again. Like I was quite happy with her being gone. And then, well, I feel like Amelia. I can't really remember it, but I feel like Amelia and Amelia don't really have a big goodbye.
No, I think they sort
of. A bit quick.
Well, she just leaves with stuff, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I think they put it all in, and then she just fucked off, and then it's like, hey, Darth Maul, got what you need.
Darth Maul, yeah. Yeah, the Darth Maul, she gets that ring off the guy's finger, pull back his finger, puts it in his machine, and it automatically calls Darth Maul. She doesn't it's just like the ring is for Darth Maul.
I bought you this ring, and this is for Darth Maul.
Darth Maul was fine. He didn't need to put his lightsaber on. That was just like, it's someone you know. It's like, oh hi, I like cooking. It's like me being a really good chef, and then every time I call you up, I'm just gonna cut up this. Really, I don't know, just do some chef tricks. Like you know me, like it's not like they've just met, and he's trying to show his dominance. Yeah. You can't stab her through the hologram. So that was I didn't mind it. It was fine. A bit of it was if you didn't know who any of these characters were. I feel like you could have just watched the movie. You'd never seen Star Wars. You know anything about anybody, and just watch it as a movie. Here's a movie about stuff. You've never seen Star Wars. The only bit where I think you would have maybe gone, what's this? Would be Darth Maul. Because every other character's like, well, he's Han Solo, he's Chewbacca, Paul Bettany's obviously a bad guy. You learn his bad, but then this Darth Maul guy, like, well, hold on.
Yeah, that was a
who's
part.
he?
I think you're right.
But every other part of it
was completely normal. Well, not normal, but
you could
enjoy it a lot more than any other Star Wars film, I'd say.
Yeah.
Without actually watching any of the others.
And then at the end, they go to that sort of jungle planet. It looked like it's a little tropical planet. And Lando's playing the place.
Oh yes, yeah. And he gets
back to the t-shirt thing, which I need to order. Is he's not wearing a t-shirt. He's wearing like this yellow. All these shirts are sort of the same. It's like this sort of big collar yellow with like these big, what are they called? Cuffs. And it's got this weird. It looks like a person on like a hang glider. But like a repeated pattern. It's almost like I'd look up. It's like a weird bird. It's like a hang glider shape. Imagine like hang gliders, but loads of white hang gliders.
Oh right.
It's this really cool little design.
It's like a houndstooth, but like sideways.
It's literally like an eagle. Like,
show me what you brought.
No, I haven't bought it yet. I can't my phone's there. But it's just like this shape, and it just repeats all over. Anyway, there's t-shirts you can buy with just say a big one. It's yellow. I don't really wear yellow, but it's such a cool little design. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's a really cool design.
Yeah.
So when he wins at the end, he gets the Millennium Falcon, and then they get in it and then fly off.
And so people are actually selling t-shirts as like Lando's t-shirt.
I think Disney's selling it. Yeah, it's a cool. You'll know. Well, I noticed his first thing of clothing. I was like, I like that. That's a cool design. I think because he wears loads of cool shirts, but
obviously just
it looked more like a shirt you'd get off the rack somewhere cool, where you just like it didn't seem like a space shirt.
That's the thing. Like, it's really hard for them to do that sort of fashion. That's one of the things I think Star Wars is just so much better than fucking Star Trek.
Star Trek, the other one.
Star Trek. Yeah, no, they just do fashion absolutely dreadfully.
Yeah.
Any sort of like most of Star Wars you can just sort of dress in military garb, but Lando, he's got that 70s feel to him. Just bang in.
Oh no, he's dressed. And Emilia Clarke looked good. I'm trying to think because Han Solo's basically wearing what he's
just the same shit.
Yeah. And everyone else is like Beckett's stuff is very.
But Beckett's is like sort of like
Western. It's like a duster jacket.
Yeah. It's pretty much. It's quite similar to what I think what Clint Eastwood wears.
Yeah, it's like a duster. Yeah, like Good, Bad and Ugly.
Yeah, in Good, Bad and Ugly.
But overall, I wouldn't say it was like the best movie ever. I'm far more, whatever you want to call it, above Last Jedi. The last new Star Wars was Last Jedi, and I just left that being loads of questions of just in terms of just the story, what were people doing, and just not happy. I was just like, ugh. Whereas this, even though I knew all the characters pretty much, like I knew there was nothing too crazy. I thought Emilia Clarke was going to die because she obviously just disappears, and I think they were probably going to put her another solo movie of some kind if it had not done so badly. I imagine that's what he was going to continue on with Darth Maul, and
that's what I think they should do. I don't think they should even have Han Solo in it,
or just have a Obi-Wan Kenobi movie with Darth Maul.
Well, they've already seen that.
I know, but loads of people haven't though. Millions and millions. More people.
Yeah, I know, but like that's that sort of like. You're right. It would be cool to sort of see it, but like
of some
that's
kind of version of it.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see Emilia Clarke just sort of just doing stuff and just sort of.
The thing we always say is about all these people in the start. Obviously, they said we're going to release loads of Star Wars movies. It's nice just having something in that world that doesn't involve. Like I love the fact it didn't have any Jedi stuff. Again, a bit back to Rogue One, which is something. It probably only had about 2 minutes of Jediing. It's nice just being in the world. And you're seeing people you know met. And I think that movie could have worked if they changed all the characters to people you didn't know. It would. In the world though. In the world, so it's not Han Solo. It's just some bloke. That's his friend. It could have been maybe not a Wookiee because it's been too obvious, but it could have been a Wookiee, and it's just other people having it because all it was a heist.
Yeah.
And that would have worked. You didn't need to. I was like, oh yeah, now he's going to meet Luke. I was just thinking of everyone in that movie now. Whereas some of the other prequels, it's like, oh, well, now he's going to go and see this, and now this is going to happen. It was just nice. It worked, and I get the Indiana Jones vibe. It was a bit.
Yeah.
It was just an adventure, like steal the thing.
Steal the thing. That's probably the best way to put it.
But again, keep talking about Rogue One. Again, that was almost the same thing. Go and steal this thing and get out.
Yeah, that's the
but I like
Star Wars fans. It's a
usually it's blow up the thing. Turn off the thing.
Go and turn off this thing. Go and do something with this thing. What was Empire? Get away from. Well, Empire was quite different.
Empire's cool.
Empire was just sort of like.
It was all over the shop.
Run away.
Run away and then go back, and then fuck things up. Like run away from Vader, and then Luke goes back, obviously. And
Luke doesn't run away from Vader.
He does. They
run away from Hoth.
Yeah. But no, I'm
giving it.
Well, what we're going to try and do is, this will either be part of it or edited or something, we're going to try and review them all against each other. I think if you do them, well, I'll do it as a number now, but then once we review more than one, we're going to start putting them in order.
Well, I think we should just always do the number and then always do the order.
But the problem is there's going to be a few where I think they're virtually the same number and you can't put in order. Yeah, so, as a movie, I'd probably say... I'm going to rate it this way because I think if you say like 5 out of 10, that sounds terrible, but I'm going to say 5 out of 10 is an average movie. Average. I'm going to say more than that.
Let's do your movie star reviews.
Yeah, a 5 is it's a movie.
A 5 is literally it's the most standard movie.
Yeah, it's getting a C on a test or whatever you want to call it. You've not failed the test. Yeah, it's in the middle. So I'd probably say like a 6.5, maybe a 7.
Okay.
I rate everything in a
7.
No, I mean 7's a bit high. Yeah.
7's high to me.
International Movie Database, I always rate things, but you can't do points. And I've done it at 7. I might come back to it as a 6, but annoyingly you can't do points. me, it's like a 6.5. It's not amazing, but there's very few things I can go, that's terrible. I can't fault it that much, though. It's not the best movie I've ever seen.
Yeah. I wouldn't ever say it was a 7, but like it's close to 6.5.
Yeah.
6.5.
Well, I'm going to write it right here just so from memory.
6.5.
Not that these cameras in this recording won't remember it, but 6 point. That would be my.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair enough.
But
What's it
then,
actually got on Rotten Tomatoes?
I don't know. On IMDb, I think it's 7 or 7.1 or it's somewhere around the 7s. I don't know why International Predators don't let you points. It would make it so much easier because I've got so many 7s and 8s, which are clearly different.
So Star Wars Story, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
I
don't really go on Rotten Tomatoes. I know of it, but
I think it's the best for actually working out what.
Well, I never quite
loads
work
of people
out
like
the threat. So it's got a 70. Like.
70 audience score 64. So I think we're round about the same as everyone.
Well, 64. But again, there's not. I don't know. There's no bit where I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake, this bit. Where in some of the other movies I've gone, oh, for fuck's sake, like just as a grab it out of the sky. Force Awakens, where Han Solo uses Chewie's like bowcaster, which is fine. First off, he must have used it a billion times in the past. He kind of acts like he's never picked it up. But then he does the same thing like 7 times. He's like, oh, I really like this pow. Oh, I really like this pow. And it's like, it's stupid. And I go like, oh, for fuck's sake. There was, in this movie, there wasn't a bit really where I was like, for fuck's sake, they keep hitting that same stupid little thing.
Yeah, even the parts with Chewie and with, well, I think the reason why they were able to do that a lot more is because Ron Howard knows fucking comedy.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like, it never really hit a sour note comedy-wise because Ron Howard is a G.
I don't think there was any proper jokes in it.
Well, there's not, but there's like that weird thing where, you know, where Chewie's sort of like playing the.
I can never remember the bloody name of it.
Yeah, the
chess game.
The chess game,
chess. He's trying to knock him off the thing.
Yeah, he's trying to knock him off the thing, and he's like, you can't say
it.
And it's just like funny little bits.
Yeah,
of
it's not jokes. It's just part of. It's just
yeah,
it's
that's
just
it.
Into
but that's what Star Wars always has been.
Yeah,
but he really got that note quite well. I'd like it. I like, you know, like obviously like Ryan Johnson, I feel, didn't do that whatsoever.
Oh no, they were just jokes.
They were just literally put them in there. It was like, how does that, like, it was as if they just went, right, we just put it in there. It's like, how does it sound? It's like, oh, it sounds shit. And it's like, right, we'll take it out there. Yeah. But with that, they just kept
something sad's happened. Quick, let's throw a joke in within 2 seconds. Also, going back, just missed it before, but I like the stupid floating head in the jar that was singing. Like,
oh yeah, that was really
like
good. Yeah,
it was quite a good little tune. I can't remember what it was, but he was like crude, like no.
Yeah, that was cool.
What is his life like?
Yeah,
that's the Futurama thing again. Like Mr. Head in the Jar or something. Like, was he always in a jar?
Yeah.
So anyway, what would you rate it? What were you saying?
I know, I say 6.5.
So yeah, 6.5.
Like, it's hard to do.
Like 2 hours ago.
There's a lot of things that I just thought in there that they could have. No, I liked it. I thought it was really good. The only thing is, like you say, like if it was going to continue, I don't want it to continue where it's Han Solo versus Darth Maul, because I really couldn't care less about that. Because why is Han Solo going, Jedis don't exist when he's met a Jedi?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because loads of it starts out the window. Yeah, I've flown from one side of the galaxy to the other and I've never seen anything.
Yeah, that's it. But like, you just go, right, let's just have.
I'd watch Emilia Clarke and
Lando.
I'd watch Lando.
It's hard to do. I think it's hard to do that because no, it's not hard to do because you go Emilia Clarke, Lando, not on the menu.
To be fair, I wish Becker hadn't died, because I would have had Becker just being Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking of True Detective, where he's basically him. He's just grumpy old police guy. Not even solving missions, just doing jobs in the galaxy.
But no, I mean, I was okay with Becker dying because I think it was actually really good for the cause and it sort of really made it. You know,
it stamped down like why Han Solo doesn't bloody trust anybody.
Yeah, that's it. But you could just have like IG-88 versus and Boba Fett.
Oh god, yeah.
No, like not necessarily Boba Fett. I don't think we should use Boba Fett. But Bosk, Dengar, IG-88, Flyface. Yeah. Loads and loads of other people that you just got that you could just use. I don't know. So
Zuckers,
do that.
Zuckers.
Yeah, just like random like bodyguards and stuff like that. Not bodyguards, bounty hunters. And just sort of have her against them. I don't want to see Lando. Well, I could see Lando. I could watch Lando in his own film.
I could watch him in just like a TV show. It's like half an
hour
little Lando. I'd have to watch him run in Bespin, just like The Office. Just like. Anyway, I don't know what we're on here. We're on like a million hours, so I'm hoping it's recorded.
It has.
So anyway, 6.5. There's 10 movies out because I counted them.
I can count.
Yeah.
Woo, I
Right.
can
Okay,
count.
where about? Oh, we can't talk that now.
Yeah, we're not going to say what's next.
But this is currently
Number one. It's top of the one.
number one.
いつの間にか諦めが身について心底暮らしに疲れたけれど子供